All right. So stable. So I'm going to start by asking a question. Okay, if you can show by raising your hand, how many of you are already doing some businesses, or if you are buying and selling something? If you can just show me by raising up your hand, I just need to know who is doing a business, who is running a business currently at the moment. Just show it by raising your hand. Okay. Thank you, Prosper. Is there anyone also who is running a business? All right, this is good. So what we are going to be discussing about is we're going to discuss about how to start and grow a successful business. So we are going to discuss things that would actually help us to be able to start and grow a successful business. So we have got a manual that we normally use, but I'm going to discuss this using the manual that I have here. Okay, so at the end of this course, you all receive a certificate. So let me share my screen so I can show you how the certificate looks like. Okay. Okay, you all see my screen? So if you can see my screen, the certificate looks roughly like this. It's written MBS graduation certificate and Master of Business in the Streets. So that's the certificate that you'll be getting at the end of this course. Okay. So I'm going to start by sharing with you the mission and the values and the vision of Interweave Solution. So our mission is that we move people from poverty to prosperity through neighborhood self-reliance groups. So that's the mission, and that's what we aim to achieve. And our vision is self-reliance groups transform the way the world fights poverty. And through these groups, millions of people will achieve higher income, better homes, and improved communities. And these are our values, Interweave Solution.
Last one.
Try this one.
Okay.
Sorry for that. So I was just going through the values for Interweave Solution. First is our mutual respect for all. So we've got respect for all. So even when we are discussing in this class, we don't talk down on anybody. If somebody gives an answer, we need to respect that that response that everybody gives. And we also believe in the power of the group. So we believe in the power of the groups, and we believe in creating and sharing successful stories. And we also believe in always improving. So we discussed that we need to improve from where we are. We need to see some changes in our life in everything that we do. And also the last value that we believe in is we do believe that we need to do it now. So if we learn something, we need to do it now. And these are the benefits of having an MBS certificate. The first benefit is that you have knowledge of how you can become self-reliant. And the second benefit is that An MBA certificate is an international certificate, which means that you can use it all over the world because it's actually internationally recognized. And the third thing is that it gives you permission to share, we give you permission to share your product video on our website. So the interview solution will allow you to share your products or everything that you are doing on their website so that you can market your product to the rest of the world. And the next thing is social media support, such as MBS, Facebook, and WhatsApp groups. So we have got MBS, Facebook, and also WhatsApp groups that you can actually utilize once you earn MBS certificate. And you also get a chance to take additional online courses. So you'll be learning about how to take in some additional online courses. So we don't only offer MBS certificates, but we also offer other certificates, and I'll be talking about them. And the last thing that you actually benefit is you have an opportunity to become a success ambassador. So once you become a success ambassador, you will then be able to teach other people as your own business. You can actually teach people in Ghana and also charge them the amount that you would want them to charge for this course. So once you finish this course and you become a success ambassador, you can actually look for people to teach, and you'll be given all the materials. You'll be given all the materials that you need to teach the courses. You get those materials from Internet Solution. And also what you will then do is that you can also charge amounts that you would want to charge, depending on how people will actually accept. So I'm going to ask a question. Anyone who is actually willing to answer can raise their hand and actually share with us. First question I'm going to ask is, what is self-reliance? Maybe what do you understand about the word self-reliance?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes, I asked the question, what's your understanding of the term self-reliance? Is this Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you want to share with the class your understanding of the word self-reliance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. My understanding of self-reliance is the ability to depend on your own resources, your internal resources. You don't seek support or help externally, but you depend on what you produce or what you create to help you live the life you want. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's very true. So if you've got the ability to be able to take care of yourself, that is defined as being self-reliant. Anyone else want to share with us their understanding of the word self-reliance? Yes, Japhet. Yes, Japhet, you can go ahead.
Thank you, and good evening to all of us.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you, and good evening to all of us. Self-reliance, in simple terms, I understand it to be being able to provide for your basic needs, the basic necessities of life without having to seek. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful. So if you can be able to take care of yourself and provide for yourself, that's what self-reliance is all about. I'm going to share with you the definition, Interweave's definition of self-reliance. Can you see my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. So who would want to read for us? Where below where it says what is self-reliance? Anyone wants?
Okay, I read.
Okay, so self-reliance is the ability and the commitment to provide for ourselves and our families.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Brother Benedict. Yes, Benedict.
Yeah.
All right. Self-reliance is the ability and commitment to provide for ourselves and our families. So when you are self-reliant, you don't just provide for yourself, but you also provide for your family. So you will find that in your community, those people who are self-reliant are the people that we look up to. When we have challenges financially, we normally look up to those people who are self-reliant. So if you see yourself in such a position whereby people can actually depend on you, can look up to you, then you will know that you are self-reliant. So what does it mean to have a commitment to provide for our families? What does it mean to have a commitment to provide for our families? Anyone wants to share with us? I see Brother Japhet's hand. Do you want to share with us, Brother Japhet?
Okay. Commitment here means to give yourself to achieving a goal, or to dedicate yourself to achieving an end. And so if you commit to providing for your family, what it means is that you take the responsibility to making sure that you are going to meet the needs and demands of your family. That's what I understand it to be.
Thank you so much, Father Japhet. I think that's very, very true. So if you've got commitment, you are dedicated, you do everything in your power to make sure that your family are well taken care of. And I think this is what is very, very important for each and every one of us. We want to make sure that our families are well taken care of. So today we're going to look at the first P of business. So we've got, as Interweave Solutions, we discuss the 6 P's of business. I just want anyone to guess what these 6 P's are. The 6 P's of business. I hope you guys can hear me, because I understand that you're having challenges. I think it's my network, but I'm hoping that you can actually hear me. Does anyone want to guess what the 6 P's of business are? These 6 P's of business are the ones that we are going to be discussing throughout this course. Brother Anton. Anton, do you want to share with us the 6 P's of business?
Maybe the first one I guess is planning.
Yes, that's very true. So planning is number 1. Do you want to share the rest of the P's, or maybe somebody would want to? Brother Gilbert, Sister Gilberta. Yes, you can unmute yourself. Gilberta.
Yeah, paperwork.
Yes, so we've discussed plan, and the second one is paperwork. Japhet, if you want to share with us the other P.
Yes.
Processing.
Process, that's very true. So we've looked at product, we've also looked at paperwork, and we also looked at the plan. Okay, the next other one. Gilberta, do you want to share with us? Gilberta, your hand is up. Do you want to share with us? Or it was raised the other time? Gilberta, can you hear me? All right. So we have got planning. That's the first P, which we are also going to look at briefly today. And we then have product or service that we offer. So the second P is product or service that we offer. Then third P is the process. The process that we do when we're running a business, every business has got a process that it goes through. So that process is the third P that we'll be looking at. And the fourth P is the price. So we look at how do you price your product? What are the factors that you need to consider when pricing your product? Then the other P that we look at is promotion. How then do you promote your product? What are the factors that you can use to promote your product so that everybody knows your product? And the last P that we discuss is paperwork. So we need to have paperwork in our business so that we can actually know whether our business is doing well or it's not doing well. So today we're going to look briefly at the first P, which is planning. Okay, so we talked a bit about being self-reliant. I'm also going to share my screen and share with you. Okay, I don't know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Thank you so much. So when we talk of planning, we need to plan, we need to make plans for 3 areas in our lives. So we need to plan for 3 areas of our lives so that we can be successful. So if you can see here, for us to be self-reliant, we need to plan for our business, we need to plan for our home, and also we need to plan for the community. So if you look at this circle here, it shows that if your home, your community, and your business, if they are doing well, if you are doing well in your home, if you are doing well in a community, and if you are doing well with your business, then you are self-reliant. So that's what it means to be self-reliant. It means that these 3 areas of your life are doing very, very well. So that's what we will be discussing about in our first, in the planning process that we are going to be looking at. So we also be looking at, okay. So the 6 P's of business that we've just talked about, these are, when you talk of planning, we're talking about the steps that we need to make for our businesses to be successful. So if you've got a business, you need to plan on how you can make it successful. And if you don't have a business, you need to plan on how you can be able to start a business that is successful. Okay, businesses are usually, sometimes there are risks that we take, but if we plan very well, we reduce the risk that is involved in business. So we need to plan. If you don't plan that, then we are definitely going to fail. And then we look at the product. This is the item or the service that we sell. And the process is how you create your product and get it to customers. And the price is what you charge for your product or service. And promotion is how you sell your product or service. And your paperwork is your your income and expense, as well as you write your goals down of what you want to do. So there's a short story that I want us to read. If someone wants to come in. There's a short story that I want us to read. I'm going to share that screen and I'm going to ask any one of you who is willing to read so that they can actually read this story for us. There, can you see my screen? I think it's still opening. Can you see my screen now? I'm sharing a screen. Can you see it? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yes.
okay. I would like someone who is willing to read, to just read this story. I hope you can actually see it very well.
Yes.
So who is going to read for us?
Okay, I'll read.
Okay.
I'll volunteer.
Yobeta, can you go ahead and read?
Okay. This is Sophia. Her husband abandoned the family and told her she was worthless. She had no job experience or schooling. She joined an MBS self-reliance group in her neighborhood. They encouraged her and helped her feel wealthy to succeed. She learned that she could develop her plan and move forward. She didn't think she could make a product, but with encouragement from her group, she thought about her sewing skills and went to the local markets. No vendors at the market sold sheets with fun patterns, specifically for children. Sophia started small with little money. She borrowed a sewing machine and bought some fabric with patterns such as Superman, SpongeBob, and Cinderella. She considered her process to see how she could add value. Slowly, she saved enough money to buy some fabric. She even sold a plastic pouch so her sheets could be cleaner and more appealing and increased her price. She promoted her business with a large sign and handed out flyers. Her sales kept growing steadily. Sophia learned how to keep records of expenses and sales. She negotiated discounts to buy large amounts of fabric. With her paperwork and plan, she got a loan to buy a sewing machine and more fabric. Now her business is successful. She paid off her loan and she's increasing her income. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Sister Jennifer. It's Jennifer. It's Jennifer, right?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for the wonderful reading. So, what did we learn about Sophia? Anyone who wants to share with us what we learned about Sophia? Okay, Jennifer. Yes, go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, so here is a story where Sophia joined a group and how the group was able to make her successful. So here, Sophia was a kind of person who was also determined to put herself out there, because if she was also a lazy person, she could have said, her husband said, I'm worthy, therefore I'm of less value, and that I no longer love myself and I'm going to do anything at all to myself. But she believed in herself, she loved herself through the group she joined, and now she's a successful businesswoman.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Anyone who also wants to share anything they've learned from Sophia's story? Okay, Anthony. Yes, go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah. Yes, I've learned that in life, to be successful, you have to take a decision. The fire took a decision, and that got her to where she got to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anton. So sometimes you really need to make a decision in life. Okay, Japhet wants to say something. Can you go ahead, Japhet?
Okay, I learned about self-belief, determination, and commitment on the part of Sophia to succeed in her area of business.
Thank you so much. Jennifer, you want to say something also?
Yes, I also, whilst reading, I realized there were some highlighted words from
Yes.
what you taught previously.
Yes.
So to embark on any project or anything, you need to plan. There should be a paperwork. And as time goes on, that paperwork will be able to help you know your income and expenses. If you are losing or you are gaining profits, then you know if your business is growing or not.
Thank you so much. So you really need to know what is happening in your business, because most often people, they just run businesses and they don't know whether they are making any profits or they are not making any profit. So you cannot know even your business, whether your business is growing or it's not growing. So it's very important that you need to write things down and make sure that your business is doing very well. So one of also the principles that we will learn in this unit is that we need to make and keep commitments. Okay, says here, like climbing stairs, big goals like self-reliance, a profitable business, or a stronger family can't be reached all at once. You reach success one step at a time. We refer to successes at the top of your stairs as long-term goals, and individual steps to reach these bigger goals as short-term commitments. So you need to have short-term commitments that would help you to achieve your long-term goals. So if say you want to buy a house, maybe in the next 10 years or maybe 5 years, that's a long-term goal that you want to do. And what are the short-term commitments that you are going to make so for that goal to be achieved? You can decide that I'm going to be saving $100 a month so that I can be able to buy the house in the next 5 years. But if you don't follow those small commitments that you make, you cannot achieve your big goal at the end of the day. So it depends on the discipline that you put on yourself to follow those small commitments. So you make small commitments and you follow through those small commitments, and that would help you achieve your big goals. So these goals, you'll be able to achieve them after a long period of time, but they cannot happen overnight. So that's what we need to understand. So when you are planning, you need to understand that there are some goals you will not be able to achieve them overnight, but you need to work on them so that you can be able to achieve those goals. So when you are climbing stairs, you need to understand that you cannot make or maybe 5 or 6 steps at once, but you make one step at a time. And by making one step at a time, so we really need to be patient when you want to achieve something big. We really need to be patient and we need to work on it. We need to do everything in our power so that we can be able to achieve those goals. So one of the things that we do as Intervis solution, we discuss things. So we report on the things, then we need to act. So when we discuss things, we ask people to act on those things. So I'm going to ask you to make some commitments. If you can write these things down. And you can write these things down so that you commit yourself to be doing these things. So the first thing we're going to discuss is that I will save. So we need to commit ourselves to learn to save something. So it can be on a weekly basis, it can be on a monthly basis, but let's learn to save something all the time. So, and the next thing you need to know, I will know my income and expenses. So if you have a business, you need to know what is coming into the business, which is your income, and what is going out of your business, which are the expenses. You need to know what is going on. How much are you earning and how much are you spending? Also, you need to have a savings bank. So you need to have somewhere where you save your money. In my country, it's very difficult in Zimbabwe to save money because most oftentimes the banks, they take more of your money than the money that you put into the bank. So oftentimes we get challenges when we are teaching people this course because savings in the bank, they are not always very safe, especially in our environment here. But we encourage you to have a savings account. You can actually save the money in the bank if that is feasible. So, and the next thing is I'll have a personal budget. You all need to have your own personal budget of how you spend the money. And once you make a personal budget, you need to follow that budget. Okay, so you don't need to spend more than you have actually budgeted for. So this is very important. If you fail to do that, you find that you're going to have challenges with your business. Then the next thing, I'll have a credit policy for my business and for loaning out personal money. So you need to have a policy on how you do these things. You need to know how you loan your personal money. So you need to do those things. So we are going to learn these things as we go, that you really need not to mix your business and personal monies. Those two have to be separate. So if you want to put business money, your personal money into your business, it has to be an investment, or you can loan your business some money so that you can get it back after some time. And also you need to know that I will have a savings goal. You need to make a goal, and we are going to be following up on this every time when we meet. We need to know how much you have saved. So by the time we end this course, we need to know how you are doing in terms of saving. So we're not worried about how much you save. You can save a small amount of money, but what we need to learn is the principle of saving. That's what we need to understand. And then I will make $1,000 decision. These are very big decisions that you need to make in life. So we have talked about Sophia here, that she thought everything was lost when she lost her husband and all those kind of stuff. But she did not give up. She realized that she could actually survive and she could actually make it in life. And eventually she became successful because she believed in herself. So the next thing is I will avoid consumer debt. So when you talk of consumer debt, we are talking about borrowing money for consumption. We don't need to borrow money for consumption. We only borrow money for productive business assets. So when you borrow money, it has to be for business. So you don't borrow money to buy a bed, or you don't borrow money to buy a sofa. You only borrow money for business, for, I can say, productive business assets that will actually help you to grow your business. And the number 9 point is I will invest in a productive asset. So you need to think of an asset that you are going to invest in. And the last thing is I will be generous. So when you talk of generous, you are going to talk about being kind to others. When you make profits, you need to consider helping the other people in your community. And that would actually help you as an individual to be successful. Okay, does anyone have any questions before we close the class? Any questions or probably comments? Okay. Does anyone have any questions? If you've got a question, you can just raise your hand. Or if you've got a comment that you want to make, you can just raise your hand and we can discuss that.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead,
So how
Apostle.
do you start a business without a capital?
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, the question the Apostle is asking, how can you start a business without a capital? How can we assist to start a business without capital? What do you think we can do to start a business without a capital? Anyone who wants to help us here? Okay, Apostle, how much do you think, Apostle Harriet, how much do you, okay, Jennifer wants to help us. Jennifer, go ahead.
Okay, so there are a lot of online businesses available.
Yes.
So it depends on what you want to venture into. So let's say you are a lady and you love to venture into dresses. There are a lot of suppliers you can contact, not outside because you don't have the capital to, import those dresses. So you can better still meet other suppliers in your country. Definitely the suppliers will have pictures and other, other things of the dress or the product you want to sell. You can be posting them on your status on WhatsApp or on any other platform which sells. Then when people make purchase or are interested in the product, it's either, you can't say you don't have any money at all to start capital. It's either you buy it and resell it to the person, or better still, the person sends the money to you, you purchase it, and then you would deliver it to the person. That's the only thing I can say, because you can't say you have no capital at all.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Anyone else who want to share with us? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Those were wonderful, actually, insights on how to be able to start. Okay, it's me, Emmanuel. Okay, Japhet. Japhet, then.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I also think that we went through the 6 keys of business, and I believe that if you follow them well, and you don't even have a capital, at the end of the day, you may be able to get someone who will believe in whatever you are venturing in and would be willing to help you out. For example, if you do the planning well, you've done your product, at least, like Jennifer said, you cannot say you have zero capital for the start. At least you get something to be able to do something like piloting, and how you come up with your product, the branding and the kind of promotion and pricing. If you do your paperwork very well, you may be able to get funds from some corporate organizations that believe in what you are going to do, to give you the support to start from there. So I think effective planning will be able to help you to start without a capital. Thank you
so much. Thank you so much, Japhet. So I think looking at the 6 P's, brother Japhet is focusing on the 6 P's that we talked about, which is one of the P's is planning. So if we really plan very well, then we can actually be able to do something. Okay, let's hear from Gilberta. You can unmute yourself, Gilberta.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I want to add up to what Japhet and my first sister spoke about. Planning is a key, actually. And one sister is asking, can they start a business without a capital? Capital is not only monetary. Capital yourself, you're a capital in the first place. The ideas in your head is the most important capital. If you have the idea, then you put it into planning, into pricing, you do your survey, your piloting, you inquire from people, you target. There should be a target you want to do the business to. Supposing like the scenario we had, the lady had a target for children, funny dresses for children, and that was her target. That's when she followed and then planned, priced, produced, he succeeded and she succeeded. So capital actually doesn't mean monetary. It's not only monetary that is a capital. And secondly, I would like to say that it also depends majorly on what you want to go into. So what you want to go into determines what you should do. It determines which people you should target, the community, the society, the customers out there. So capital should always start with us as an individual. When we we're able to identify our strengths, our weaknesses, then we can work on it. Before you realize you started your business without even knowing it. For instance, the business I do, I was not having people. I asked people, what if you get this food at this joint? Will you like to patronize it? Oh, wow, it will be nice. I would love to. Okay, if I set up this business at this joint, do you think people will patronize me? Oh, this place I think is good, but the other place you showed me is not really good, because they'll give you reasons why they think what they think at the time. And you should be careful people you talk to. You should know their mindset. You should know their level of thinking before you can talk to them. Because there are some people, I once spoke to someone before I started my business. He actually dampened my spirit. Oh, as for this time, you can't do this business. When you do it, you will not succeed. You need to go to spiritualists to get power before you can succeed. No, I'm a good cook. I can cook well. I believe in my kitchen, because when I cook, my family enjoys it and no one rejects my food. So I believed in myself. I knew my capital, that my capital is my strength and my ability to cook well at the time. So I ignored that one because it was a negative vibe. So I continued to speak to people and I get responses, I get positive responses, and I pulled myself together. And I started by borrowing a fish. I went to credit fish from the market, from someone, just 3 fish. I started with. And today I go for crates of fishes to do my business. So capital itself is the individual mindset in the first place, not only monetary. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yvette. I think those are wonderful insights on how you can actually be able to look at things in another way. Before I just continue to explain, Emmanuel, can you go ahead and share with us? That's me, Emmanuel. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, boss. I trust everyone is doing well.
Yes, we are doing well.
Yeah, thank God. With what my sister said, the name is it Gilberta?
Yes, that's Gilberta.
Okay. Great, my sister. Thumbs up. You've done well. Just like the case, we want to do business, but there is no. I don't think KFC just stood up and then he was having the money and then he went and then set up that business. No, we all know he started as one, how do you call it, one pack of chicken from the house, then deliver, then go and then sell. Yeah, that is how it's supposed to be, like in other sense. But here, like the case, there is a business. I don't have money, you don't have capital to start. Like my said, there should be one. Your planning. That is. Then there should be a market strategy. How you are going to reach the customers, or you are going to reach out the people with the product, whether it's being consumable or otherwise. You have to sit down and make sure that you draw a strategy, a marketing strategy that will help you meet your target. For instance, let me give you an example. If wow, maybe a product which is sold for let's say 1,000 Ghana cedis. Okay, you can't Ghana cedis. So at all costs, you have to sell that one product 1,000 Ghana cedis. Maybe that product, there are a lot of, pieces or species that make up to that package. You have to come down, you have to disperse it down to the people. So if one person should buy 1,000 Ghana cedis of that package, then you can spread that package, that species, you can spread it to about 50 people. That will give you that the same 1,000. Are you getting it? We are in a world where we want to make big income, you understand? But when you break the business down, you take a study that, okay, no, not everyone can afford. So let me spread this to everyone. Then you are successful. You are successful. But when you wait that, okay, I want to get this amount of money, this phone cost $10,000 and I want 10,000. I know you don't get it, but that one phone, when you develop one phone, that one phone to be phones that can give you about, and then you get your 1,000 Ghana cedis. So I'm making millions of cedis and millions of making up being exceptional and extraordinary. Such a matter of, excuse me, going to ask this fellow like this business is it going to be
okay?
Probably someone will say no because they are going to do is not going to help you. That will discourage you. It is also part of business. So when you start a business, you have to put that thing into place that people are going to discourage you. Okay, so if you don't have capital, first of all, you draw your plan, your scope of work, your marketing strategy that you're going to use to do it, do the business. Then you find an investor with your business proposal. Okay, when your package
okay, thank you so much, Brother Emmanuel. Your internet is breaking up now.
All right, so that's
but thank you for those wonderful insights on how to be able to start a business. I don't know if Apostle, you have been answered, Harriet. Apostle Harriet, do you feel you have been answered? Okay, so basically, what we really need to understand is starting a business is not about starting with a very big amount of money. We can start a business with a small amount of money. What is very important is for us to understand the principles that are involved in running a business. I think we mentioned about having long-term goals and short-term commitments. So if you've got
about starting with no capital.
So if you do have goals that you make for your life, you would find that you are bound to be successful in life. But most of us, the challenge we have is we don't have goals. We just do things without planning. So that's where we make mistakes. So Apostle Harriet, do you feel you have been answered? Has your question been answered? You can unmute yourself, Apostle. Oh. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm okay now.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So because of time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Apostle. I think because of time, we are going to stop. Here. We'll meet again on Friday when we are going to be doing Unit 2. In Unit 2, we are going to look at the product or service that we offer. We are going to discuss on how we can come up with a product for our business. So we are going to look at our skills and at our talents and what are we good at. I think we had Sister Benita talking about being a very good cook. So that's very important. If you want to start a business, you need to do something that you are good at, something that you enjoy. You don't want to do something because you just want to make money. Oftentimes, people who follow their passion, they become rich. I think we'll discuss examples of people like who play soccer. We've got people like Ronaldo and people like Messi. Those guys, they love to play soccer. Money aside, they just enjoy playing soccer. So if you do something that you really enjoy, you will then be able to enjoy for the rest of your life. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending. I will also be submitting this recording in our group, but I would actually submit it later on after I've actually put it together. But thank you so much. If you have got questions, can you just keep them so that we can discuss them also on this coming Friday. So we'll be meeting again on Friday, the same time that we have met today. And I just want to thank each and every one of us for being here today. And I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you so much. I will be closing this meeting. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.